So, Venus, this is your monthly love and relationship reading for the month of May or whenever I decide to post this, 2026, whenever you see it, right? Everyone leaves. Choose a partner who can commit to you and let yourself commit to them. How do we have a picture of a marriage ceremony here with the phrase everyone leaves? Like, what the fuck? I think it's more about like, do you have that idea that everyone leaves? Oh, shit. Sorry. Okay. So coming out for you right off the rip is the wheel. Changes. Seasons changing. Five of Swords. At all costs. Doing something at all costs. Holding on to something at all costs, even though the seasons are changing, circumstances are changing. Who's the person involved? The Hierophant. This could be a marriage, especially with that everyone leaves cards. The Empress could be a feminine individual, a woman, or it could be a person who is a very good receiver. Make of that what you will. They take life easy. They may be a person who kind of rides by the seat of their pants, is a phrase that I found myself using very frequently at a wedding I recently attended when talking about my personality to people I was meeting and like extended family and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm not a person that really plans. Like, I'm unemployed right now. And they're like, well, what are you planning on doing? I'm like, I'm not. Like, what? Like the industry that I work in is kind of shit the bed. And that's that. I'm doing this. Like, how am I going to make money? Well, I don't, that's no, we're not talking about that. So if this reminds you, because I'm also a Pisces, okay? If this reminds you of your person, you have reached the right reading. We also have Eight of Wands, which is like when I know, I know. And that is very much how I operate. If I wake up and I have the inspiration or I hear about something, I'm like, let's just go out and do this. And, that is integral to being able to operate this way. It's based on intuition. Now, we also see the Seven of Swords with your person, which is that they have an unusual and unique way of doing things. And so maybe this could lead to the next card position, which is what is the issue between you two? Four of Wands, the House, Temperance, balance, changing things into a better situation. Knight of Swords, someone rushing in to help. Five of Cups reverse. So it's the issue between you is that you're idealizing something, or trying to make the best of a situation between you two. So you're holding on, you're willing to do whatever it takes, and situations are changing. They're in a state of commitment, yet their way of doing things is very unorthodox, particularly to a Virgo, like, let's get down to the details and let's make sure that we're like attending to every little detail and issue, ducks in a row, all knowledge gathered too. I find like Virgos like to gather all the information before making decisions. They want to be very well informed and well educated. And they also, this, you could be a person that is very interested in being productive all the time, and having a schedule and making lists and using your mind to organize your life, whereas your person is, I don't know. I mean, they've kind of left that aspect of themselves behind a little bit. Maybe they used to be that way and they found this worked better, or they just let you do it. Is what I really want to say there. They let you organize their life while they're off, kind of enjoying the better aspects of abundance, let's just say, with the Empress. Everything around them at their every whim, right? Well, it's thanks to Virgo Venus that you have that circumstance, right? Like, you wouldn't have had, a fridge full of food if Virgo Venus hadn't gone to the fucking store. Like, but they're just like, yeah, life's good, like, make my coffee and fucking sit out on the porch. Everything's great. And it's just like, you're over there like, okay, what are you doing for me? So here's the issue. There's a situation around the home. Who's helping? Who's making the effort, trying to get to the higher ground and make sure that things are balanced and fair while still, now I could see total like perfectionistic balance with the justice card here. I don't see it. It's temperance. Temperance is more about, in terms of balance, it's taking the best aspects of both and mitigating the weaknesses of both. So if you're better at making schedules and details and they're better at bringing in optimism or getting like good opportunities or like just meeting the right people, right place, right time, whatever it is, okay? But you're working on trying to find a higher ground and a better balance with that. Okay, so that's the issue for right now. So, what do you want out of the relationship? Star reversed. You're not looking to be the center of attention. Eight of Wands. You want great communication. You want to be answered when you speak to somebody. Hey, what's going on? You want to answer like that. Boom, boom, boom. I'm on the phone texting. You better text me back. And you're looking for new financial and material opportunities. You know, you're looking for financial growth. Oh shit. Ten of Pentacles at the base. Okay, you're working on something. You do have big plans and goals, but you also have reasonable expectations here with the ace showing up. So it's like, yeah, long term I want to have it all, but I also know we got to take shit one step at a time. Very pragmatic of you, Virgo. Of course, I would expect nothing less. So what does your person want out of the relationship, though? And that's really where we're at, isn't it? Six of Wands. They want to be celebrated. They want to reach a higher ground. They want something to be proud of. Let's see if we can get more details on that in particular. Two of Cups. You know, they want to be able to be proud of the relationship and what y'all have built together. They also want to be able to share and share alike. They want this temperance thing that I was talking about, where each of your strengths are celebrated and made use of, and then the weaknesses are covered for by each other. Your person's definitely looking for that in the relationship. They understand it well, and I think I see them appreciating. Yeah. High Priestess, this is the Virgo card when it's reversed for sure. It's like they appreciate your attention to detail, but they also understand that you miss the bigger picture because of that. And they're cool with that. They know that, you know, man, are they a fucking Pisces? Like, they totally get it, okay? So yeah, what else are they looking for though? Page of Wands, they also want to communicate. They do. They want to be able to keep an open dialogue with you and be able to understand each other. Seven of Cups. With the devil behind it. I think one thing that they habitually do that can be an issue is that they look around at different ideas. They're a creative intelligence type person. So they're like, oh, look over here, look over there, and what could be, and what is that? And it's hard to keep their own mind on track to like, this is our goal. Remember, we talked about this. You said that you wanted this. You know, I've been working on this step by step, incrementally, Ace of Pentacles. And they're over here like, well, but what if we did this? Or what do you think about this? So like they're very much an ideas person, but like habitually doing that means that no forward progress is really being made here with them. And I think that's another thing that, you know, whether they recognize it or not, you certainly benefit on keeping them grounded and on track. I feel like I'm doing this reading for myself. Like my person definitely fucking keeps me grounded and on track. All right, so what are your fears in the relationship? Like, what are you afraid of right now that needs to be addressed or like at least acknowledged? Death reversed, no major change around. Nine of Wands reversed, a lack of boundaries, lack of structure, lack of higher ground. Yeah, again, Ten of Wands and the Hangman. Because like you're taking on all the burdens to the point where you're martyring yourself. And it's like the burdens are something that you do care about. Like this is your thing that you want to birth into reality. You know, your financial goal, your mission and purpose in life, like the things that you're working hard for. But like then, you know, are you the only one that's doing it here? And then Three of Pentacles reversed and Page of Swords. I think that you're not being recognized as someone who has a lot of intelligence and the right answers for this, that you did learn a lot about it, or that you're your ideas are not being respected or looked at as something that it comes from a place of mastery. I guess let's just put it that way. The Chariot, you're having to control the whole situation. And that's not something you're looking for, more of an equal partnership. So your person, Two of Wands reversed, Ten of Pentacles. I mean, they're also afraid of losing the plot when it comes to this greater purpose or what you're both working towards. The plans being foiled with this thing, and they're afraid of that. They're also afraid that they aren't worried enough about it and that they'll make poor decisions about it. There's also something here about like not including any other ideas. There's someone around a King of Pentacles that they kind of look up to. I don't know. I'm getting like a weird sexual energy right now. 1:17 on the clock. What the fuck is going on with your person? Why is that? Source. There's the sex card. Five of Pentacles reversed. Inside something. Page of Cups reversed. Negative emotional messaging. Dependency. Three of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Again, this goes back to your person being afraid about like not being able to keep their options open, and they're having some troubles around sex issues and negative emotional messaging about it. They feel dependent on people celebrating them, someone going around and like lifting them up and being like, you're awesome. Like, and so if this is sex related, then they're afraid of how much attention that they need in terms of sex. And for some reason that's relevant here. Like, okay, they want more sex. And I don't see like triangulation, cheating, or anything like that. It's more just like their values are a little at risk here, because it's like, yeah, they're worried about, you know, not following through on this dream that y'all share. But then there's like this whole other thing about like, I'm worried that I'm not worried enough. I'm scared that I'm not worried enough about making a decision related to my sex drive. And, you know, the Five of Pentacles reverse is a weird one too. It's like, would that be going outside the marriage eventually because I'm depressed and sad, or I'm having negative emotional messaging? I need support from a third party. And then there's a Queen of Swords here, but that's you. I don't know. I think that they kind of are feeling pretty low and down about y'all's sex life and their sexual appearances, their sexual tastes. Okay, it's a dialogue that needs to be had. I'll just leave it at that. Because I don't see, like, there's no other person here that, you know, the Tower is reversed, okay? Whenever I start to get shit like this, I'm like, all right, fuck, you know? But it's fine. Like, they have not gone outside of the marriage as far as I can tell. Again, for entertainment purposes only. If it resonates, whatever, right? But, like, they are concerned and fearful about the fact that they need validation for their sexual attractiveness, and that maybe y'all aren't having as much sex as they feel like they need. There's a dependence here, and it's an emotional dependence. Again, it's kind of relatable. You know, this is just getting, if you were worried at all about anything right now, about why are you so distracted? Why are you off doing your own little thing? Why are you, you know, not focused on the purpose or the mission? Or why are we not connected and vibing? They're very distracted by the sex issue. They're very distracted by it. Okay. What can you do to support them right now? Queen of Swords. Be yourself. Show up. Be present. Share your truth. What? Okay, what else? Okay, this is what you don't see. The Chariot. Let go. Control. Or share control. Share control. Period. Okay? Share control. Because you don't always have the answer or the ability to do everything. Knight of Pentacles. Sometimes you're not as steady as you think you are. And you also don't have limitless energy, limitless resources, limitless time. And even though they aren't going to do things the way that you would prefer, even though that they are going to maybe put up a little bit of a stink about doing it right away, as much as you would like to have things done in a regimented way, they do things in their own time. Ace of Swords reversed at the base. Ultimately, even though they may do things wrong, they still have to do them in their own way to either appreciate you greater when you go back to doing that thing. Like, okay, let's say it's the dishes, all right? So like you have a certain way that you do the dishes in the dishwasher because they all get clean the correct way, XYZ. But then you always have to do it. And if you try to tell them, it's just like whoosh, and they're not even listening. Then at this point, the best way to move forward is to back up, let them fuck it up, realize why it's fucked up and that you were right about it. Or maybe you have something to learn about why it's not that serious and you can, relax a little bit on the way that you've been doing it in a hyper vigilant or hyper particular way, thereby freeing up more energy back to return to yourself. Perfect. We love that. You always need more of it. And they can also appreciate your intelligence and wisdom on the matter better, or whatever the case may be. But it's time to see things from a new perspective. Some things are not worth doing in that particular way that you've been doing them. Again, this is an ongoing issue for a Virgo relationship, and that's all right. Like it's just one more thing. Now, I want to know more about the sex issue. What can you do to help the situation? Okay, so this is a situation that has been ongoing. It's a long time coming. It's something that has happened and been created as a result of mental attitudes. I would venture to guess that it's something to do with 7 of Wands. Okay. Thanks. It has to do with resentment because you feel that you're always doing the most, and here you have like a higher opinion of yourself with the 7 of Wands. So it's like you don't feel like open to approaching them because you don't feel like you're at a place where you're on an equal standing, and therefore you're not really open to being sexual or passionate or carefree. Again, there's like a whole, you're tired too, like because there's this whole laundry list of shit that is in your head constantly turning around. And then we get the High Priestess reversed again, a card that kind of came up for you from their point of view, which is that not seeing the forest for the trees, not following intuition, not going with the flow. Instead, it's very regimented and detail oriented, and like everything has a logical reason for why it has to be done now or in a certain way, XYZ. So, what can Virgo Venus do about the sex issue to better move forward with their person if they so choose? World reversed. Stay indoors. It's a private matter. Tower reverse, except that, you still have time to turn this thing around. 6 of Swords. Move out of the troubled waters, right? Like, get to a place, and this could be a conversational matter as well, where you're getting to a place where you can better be on even ground, or at least at a place where things are, like, it may not be solved immediately, but, like, at least get to a place where things feel more carefree or lighthearted or safe. And then we have Emperor reversed and Ace of Wands reversed. Okay. So there's not going to be a lot of passion, drive, and inspiration when you are hyper masculine here. Now, I don't know if you're a man or woman watching this. It doesn't matter. What I see here is someone who is taking all the initiation, all the action, and they don't have as much energy to receive. Your person certainly does. They showed up as the Empress. You know, it needs to be more balanced, right? That's what we started the whole fucking reading off with, was temperance. So a greater balance would be to allow things to happen. You don't have to control everything, and just let things happen more organically and more naturally. Some things just aren't. Seven of Pentacles again showing back up is like there's a lot of like little nitpicky things that just need to be like let go in this situation. Like, no, your person's not perfect, neither are you. And I think because y'all are not on the even grounds right now, you're not seeing your own extreme ways. Yeah, Six of Cups. It may do you both well to go back to things that you enjoyed at the beginnings of your relationship, when things were a lot easier, or at times when you really showed a lot of unconditional love to each other, just giving without expectation. Anything that can inspire that in you will kind of help get you there. All right, so what are you learning about right now, Virgo Venus? What are you learning about? I mean, I think we probably kind of touched on it a little bit, but yeah, Seven of Pentacles is back. Some things just aren't worth fucking fighting over. And again, okay, so Five of Wands and then the Queen of Cups. You know, everybody's got a different opinion and a different way of doing things, and it requires you to have some level of sensitivity and compassion for the different ways that people see the world, different perspectives, and also their approach to situations. That can really soften you up a lot if you approach your person as like in a curious way, and with a curious nature. Like, let's just see, you know, let's see how you load the dishwasher today. Like, let's see if I can learn something from you. Maybe there's something I don't know. And like, you know, I know that you've already done a lot of your own research, and, you know, Page of Swords, you're fucking smart as shit. Yes, but like, there's always more to learn. And even from these people that are very unconventional and seem to be a little bit of a fuck up or delulu, or, you know, not living in reality, like maybe they do have something to teach you. All right, so what are they learning about right now? Nine of Cups reversed. You know, attending to reality. They also are coming down to earth a little bit more. And Five of Cups, okay, Five of Cups reversed, Queen of Wands. I think showing they have to be very authentic and real about the way that they approach your own creative idea of how to live your life, what goal you're working towards. If they're going to be positive about it, they need to be real about it, because otherwise it's just you can tell, you know, like you can tell that they're just bullshitting you. They're learning how to be more authentic about their idealisms and about the way that they idealistically see you. Additionally, this female cardinal like looking at me in the window. Like, are you so for real? I don't know. They're being more serious. They're learning to pick up some responsibilities, to take shit more seriously, to have a serious attitude, while still holding that confidence in their own idealistic nature. They also need to be so for real, grounded, more grounded. Okay. God, that's so. I think they have trouble communicating and being clear and thinking clearly right now. Again, like, if you just like can get there to solving this sex issue, I think that they'll smarten up. There's something about like sex magic. It's kind of weird. All right, so what are you releasing right now? Four of Cups reversed. Just accepting things as they are. And what about that? The Sun. I mean, you deserve your highest joy. And I think there's been a major change, a ending in the way that you had previously perceived the way that your true love family, like the whole I almost need to pause this. I'm so like having trouble putting my words together. There's been a major change in ending about the way that you've seen your family relationship dynamic progress, and even the way that you saw yourself as a leader in bringing that about. And you're starting to let go of it because it didn't really make you happy to be the leader. It didn't really make you happy to be this emperor reverse where you're like constantly having to direct the whole fucking show. And like everybody is like now so reliant on you to tell them every little thing to do. And, ooh, strength at the base. I mean, you've shown a lot of patience and fortitude and strength through all this, but at the end of the day, like you deserve and would feel a lot happier if you could have a more equal give and take. And so you've let go of the idea and the notion that you could even do it all yourself. Because I think that was something you really thought that you could do it all yourself. And that's just not the case. What's your person releasing right now for their best interest? Three of Wands, they're low expectations. They need to have higher expectations for themselves and put you know, be a little bit harder on themselves, is what I want to say, because forcing you to do it is creating more of a parent-child relationship, and that's not sexy in any way, shape, or form. And that is really at the base of why there's this whole sex issue going on, is that you're just like, I'm not gonna bang my kid. Like, you're so being immature right now, and yeah, you march to the beat of your different drum, and that's very cute and everything, but like, I don't feel like we're doing an equal give and take right now. Therefore, I can't come towards you sexually. They've now learned that and are kind of moving beyond what is easy and superficial and growing up a little bit. And they're also coming out of their shell a bit about things. We got Judgment reversed in the Moon here. There's been some insight too about how they need to get clear on what their purpose and what their mission and what their voice is. And, there's a lot of fear around it that it won't be accepted. They're kind of on their own little journey as well. But at the end of the day, I think that they do realize that they need to show you that they hold themselves to a little bit of a higher standard. And if they want to be all airy fairy and like doing this, magical, mystical mystery tour thing with their life, that they probably are going to need to keep a little bit more of that to themselves because it's confusing to you. It gives you the signal that like they are just going to leave you to deal with furthering all your goals. And I don't know. This is an ongoing process for you guys, is what I want to say at the end of the day. But they definitely have the same values as you. They're just dealing with different shit right now that is not understandable, pragmatic, practical in any way. Refreshed romance, cleanse past sorrows, be charmed anew, and embrace the joy of a fling. Okay, so let me grab this card real quick. They need to keep their more crazy bullshit to themselves. You don't want to hear that right now. And they're learning that. So they're going to be bothering with you with it a little bit less going forward. I do think that they're not going to let it go. But they also understand that, like, your needs are to be affirmed, that, like, you're not, they're not going to let your whole life and all your dreams and plans fall the fuck apart because they're delusional, right? Meanwhile, refresh romance, cleanse past sorrows, be charmed anew, and embrace the joy of a fling. For right now, it's about just loving them unconditionally as they come, as they are, having more faith that you chose them, they chose you. Again, we did see in this reading that y'all are on the same page with your goals. They're just not going to be on that shit 24/7. They've got a lot of different things that interest them, a lot of different things that go on in their mind, and therefore it's just not going to look the same. But that doesn't mean, like, if you go back over the time period of their actions and like what they've actually been doing and what they actually are working towards, you'll be able to see the evidence that they still care about the same shared goal and purpose, right? And with this card, it's like, like, let's just get back to why we love each other. Let's lighten things up a little bit for right now, and reaffirm our connection to each other. And then here's what you don't see coming: awakening jolt, from shock to epiphany, embrace the upheaval as a catalyst for renewal. And I did see that judgment reverse there right at the end for them. They have not yet had that lightning bolt of like, okay, this is my idea, this is how I go forward. And this was something that was kind of omnipresent throughout the reading, is that they wait for that inspiration to hit them so that they know that something's real and true. They don't have a guiding light, like truth barometer, the way that you do. They need something to like hit them powerfully for them to know that it's real. So that is forthcoming. When that hits them, it's all this shit is going to be a lot more clear and far easier. And hopefully you just get past that whole point where I was like trying to fucking like get to the bottom of this reading, because things are so just disjointed and confusing, and it's hard to even put a fucking sentence together. It's just like, it's like word salad. Like there's like all these different, oh shit, there's all these different like concepts around, and like for them to even like put it all together, like it makes me want to go get another cup of coffee. All right. Like, it's so fucking hard to put together. So let's get one final word from your angels about your relationship right now, and what you need to hear. Someone is in need of your love, offer it to them. Yeah, I think ultimately a lot of things will be made, the temperature can be brought down, the worries in your own mind about where they stand can be brought down, and if they just need to hear from you that like you still love them even though they don't know what the fuck is going on. And that love, physical, if you can do it, and of course it needs to be authentic. Don't ever give consent to something that you don't want to do, and they're gonna know it anyway, and that's just so much ick, right? Like, so we talked about the way that you get there is just to like, whew, okay, I keep hitting my mic. Release, release worrying about every little detail right at the second. Connect back to the emotional basis of how y'all connected at first and the unconditional love between you, and don't worry about the planning and the purpose and the goals right now. If you can lighten things up, you can connect through the heart, and maybe things can blossom authentically and naturally from there. So I hope you like that. That was a tough one, and I definitely feel for you right now. And I feel for your person too. I feel so fucking confused after that reading. Like, shit. Anyway, if you like that, I also do rising sign readings every month, and I have a new channel I'm going to link in the description where I'm doing like pop culture and different mystery topics, and it's a lot of fun. And thanks so much for watching. Take good care of yourself. I'll see you next time. Bye.